Hello there. This is Carolyn Bond, and I wanted to thank you for tuning in to my channel. I know many of you have probably been thinking of ways to make some extra cash on the side. I know I have. The last few years have been pretty hard on us, would you say? With the economy, first the pandemic, company layoffs, and the inflation. Yeah, the inflation. You've probably been asking yourself, when are we going to get a break? I know I have been. Like, when is it going to stop? 2024 is here. Now we have some good old online, different side hustles, and I'm here to talk to you about Airbnb. Well, I'm just going to say, I definitely hear you. Sometimes a side hustle can help supplement those hardships. Me personally, I started Airbnb. I started hosting 2 years ago. They were not my property. They were two properties of someone else's, and I was hosting for them. Basically, I was responding to guests as they wanted to reserve. I also would just kind of work with the cleaners if there was anything wrong with the home, any complaints and so forth. Of course, there's other things I did on the back end, but I'll get into that in another video. So I did so well last year that I actually started renting out my own home. So right now, I'll say about September to late January, actually late February, is kind of like a slow season. You still get people to come in, but it's more of a slow season. So I just wanted to tell you about somewhat of my experience in this small town called Elizabeth City, North Carolina. I did not think that it was going to do too well at first because it's a small town. But wouldn't you believe, it did a great job. It has a lot of different attractions. I just didn't think that it would get with so many bookings. But to my surprise, I made a good amount last year, and so did the owners of the properties. Just to let you know, some of the small towns, they might have rundown hotels or not many hotels to support the activities in the area and events in the area. This particular location, Elizabeth City, North Carolina, has a lot of different attractions. They have the Coast Guard, which the Coast Guard does have different events, annual events, and then they have different graduations, retirements, and so forth. They do have a marathon, an annual marathon or two throughout the year, which a lot of people do come down for. They even encourage the locals to participate in the actual event, so it's pretty cool. This small town also has a HBCU. The name of the school is called Elizabeth City State University. It has some great programs there, particularly one of their programs that they work with the Coast Guard with is a pilot program. So check that out if you're interested in flying planes. They do have a great program that they work with the Coast Guard with. Also, they have a College of Albemarle, and they have some other attractions. So yes, but most recently, Elizabeth City is growing. I didn't realize they were starting to grow so fast. They have a lot of people coming from different areas, New York, Maryland. So many people from the north are coming down to the south, which is bringing even more attention to the city. It's small, but it's constantly growing. So with Airbnb, that's a great thing because a lot more people are coming down to look at the colleges, to look at the Coast Guard, to look at the resources. People are moving down there, so people are having different events. Family members are coming down to visit. It's just definitely something or a environment that you want to go ahead and invest in or look into hosting. Also, I want to mention that the Elizabeth City also has a new hospital coming up. Just want to take note that everybody in the area, Elizabeth City and all the small inner cities, usually go to Norfolk for more advanced treatment, the Norfolk Hospital. But this particular new hospital is being built. The new hospital is being built. It is going to be a big deal. When I say a big deal, a big deal. And it's going to cause more people to come in the area for treatment, which they're going to need a place to stay. I'm just bringing all this up about the Elizabeth City, North Carolina area to let you know that the small towns are growing. A lot of them are growing. And don't just look at a small town and say, it's too small. I can't rent out a house in this small town because it's just not going to do anything. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed as to the revenue that you can bring in renting out your house. I encourage you to go ahead to pay attention to some of the attractions, the hospitals, anything that they're building new. If you can get your hands on the 6-year plan for that area, that would be great too. Because if you know ahead of time and you already know what's coming down the pipe, you can start preparing for it. And, the sky's the limit. Sometimes you can get your hands on a plan and see how or what they're supposed to be doing for that location. And, the sky's the limit. It might be a gold mine and you don't even know it. It's in disguise. So do your due diligence. Go on airdna.com just to see or analyze the area and just, kind of analyze the area as a whole. Like look at their hotels, look at the attractions, look at if there's any new build, if they're going to be building any new facilities, if they're extending a college. Just look at it as a whole. I gave these examples. These are just examples of the small town that I started with. Those are the things you want to look for. I hope you enjoyed your time you spent with me today. I'll have more videos to come. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.